We got some good and bad news regarding the Assassin's Creed franchise, so I want to keep you up to date here. Let's go over something you maybe heard about. I want to share a bit more details though. So we go to Origami. They namely confirm that Ubisoft cancelled AZ League, a planned cooperative multiplayer Assassin's Creed game. And maybe League rings a bell. Yes, this was the co-op mode that was in development for Assassin's Creed Shadows. So I can read you the whole article, but it is a French website. The Google translation is not that great, so I want to just focus on the highlights. For one, it was supported by a team of 85 people within Ubisoft NSC, so it was a separate team working on it. 85 is quite a lot. They first wanted to have it as part of the Season Pass, so as part, basically a paid edition, I would imagine. Curious if that was still the plan. That's of course kind of wild, because we have Ghost of Tsushima. They had their co-op mode completely free, and Yote will follow the same structure. So I don't think asking money for the Shadows co-op mode would have gone over very well. So they were basically working on this co-op mode for a long time. Things did not really work out. So then at one point they were like, okay, we can find another Assassin's Creed game and add the co-op mode to that, or we will reduce the scope, use levels from the open world of Shadows, and then move forward with that. And that is what they decided on. So this cooperative project was intended to allow 4 assassins to join forces. So as I said, people were speculating, oh, one player plays Yasuke, the other Naoe. That never really made sense. Now, these were likely 4 completely new characters that had a similar kit. So you can do stealth, you can do regular combat, it's up to you. We learned that they had a plan of doing an invitation-only play session in May 2026 to test the alpha in real-world conditions, refine the game, and then seek approval from headquarters. But yeah, that will of course not happen anymore. So yeah, overall kind of sad, but it does seem to be a project with quite some issues. So as always, also with the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake, sad that we are not seeing it, but they likely have a reason for the cancellation. And if this Shadows co-op mode just simply wasn't coming together, wasn't really good, then maybe it's better that we don't have it. And again, Yote will have the co-op mode, and we know, thanks to Ghost of Tsushima Legends, that will likely be a banger. Now, one final thing before we move on. It's not the end of the co-op modes for Assassin's Creed, because there's now a group of about 10 employees that will first be tasked with transferring the technical advancements made to the Anvil engine, and then they will be developing pitches for cooperative modes that could benefit a future major Assassin's Creed game. The goal of their mandate is for these modes to be highly replayable and less expensive to produce than League. So the co-op dream is not dead. It's still kind of wild that it has now been more than 10 years since Unity, and we've not had a good co-op Assassin's Creed experience. While I think the RPG gameplay lends itself very well for that, and Assassin's Creed Jade knows that. That mobile game, it's kind of missing in action right now. It will come out maybe this year. Had co-op mythical creatures, co-op missions. You could explore parts of the open world in co-op. Kind of crazy to see that. And then Ubisoft themselves is still struggling. Assassin's Creed Jade is of course made by Tencent. Okay, moving on. So Ubisoft just confirmed their slate for January until March. And of course, we first had the very substantial rumors that the Black Flag remake would be out before April. I of course told you that it was delayed. Yeah, many people reported on that. And we now basically got confirmation of the things that they will be dropping. And there's no sign of the Black Flag remake. But we have some interesting updates on that. So we go to Top Chef here on Twitter, scrolling Amazon to see what other art books I can add to my Mirage one. I stumbled across this, an art book for the Black Flag remake, set to release 24th March 2026. Was this the original date or release, or does it have something to do with Shinobi 602 saying that a release and reveal are set and it's not too far? So yeah, at one point the release date for the Black Flag remake was the 24th of March 2026. Again, we knew Ubisoft had an unannounced game before April. Tom Henderson reported the final week of March. That really seems to be the date. But yeah, as I just told you, Ubisoft now confirmed we will not have an unannounced game, no Black Flag remake before April. So let's dig a little bit deeper, because it seems that we do have a new date that is also on a Tuesday, which I think is interesting, because Assassin's Creed games usually, and Ubisoft games, usually don't launch on a Tuesday, but seems like they are going to do that for Black Flag. So Here, this is the art book listing on Amazon. It's still up. As you can see, it still has the March 24th date. Art Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remaster. The fact that it's called Remaster, I think is very interesting. Like, Ubisoft will likely go for the resynced name, as we saw in trademarks. And that is likely because they don't want to call it a remaster, because it's likely more than a remaster. We know they will do way more than just, like, giving us prettier graphics. But it's also not really a remake, because if you think a remake, you think, oh, it's going to be a completely different game, like a Resident Evil. And that's not the case either. And like I said, there is more. So first, I want to go over to Shinobi 602 that Tough Chef also mentioned. So Shinobi 602 says Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake won't be at the State of Play this week, but the reveal and release are set, and it's not too far off. So of course, we will like, the State of Play has not happened at the time of this recording, it will happen very soon. I don't expect it there either. If that's not the case, then this rumor, of course, has more credibility, but Shinobi 602 usually knows what he's talking about. But him saying that the release is set and not too far off brings us to the next thing. Because we also have Severus here saying that there's a new release date for the Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remaster book on this site, which is listed as Tuesday, July 28th. So this is Booktopia. I think it's an Australian site. I tried going here. I cannot go here. But yeah, what usually happens with a big Ubisoft release or big other game is that they also make deals with third parties to launch these art books, to maybe have a Red Bull deal or whatever. And these products, like, keep on going. And sometimes they don't get the memo that the game is delayed. So they go through with the original plan. And that's why I think all these art books are suddenly popping up. Ubisoft did not communicate, or those companies just did not, like, listen to them. They obviously have many listings going up per day, so they maybe did not hear that the Black Flag Remake was delayed. I do think this Booktopia website, though, already heard the new release date. And instead of keeping that to themselves, they're like, okay, March is not it. Yeah, we're gonna already in our website or something, or in our backend, at the July 28th date. And that was, of course, not supposed to show yet. Like, I don't believe that a random website like Booktopia is making up a July 28th date, which is also a Tuesday. And again, March 24th is when it was supposed to come out. Like, it's not a end of July date. It's not a 31st of December date. July 28th is such a random date that I can see this being the actual release date for the game. Maybe you remembered what happened with Mirage. We kind of also heard many dates, and then they ended in, like, October, and then they even moved the date forward. So it could totally be that the dates are shifting constantly, right? This July 28th seems to be a likely candidate, but we will have to wait and see. I don't think this means the game will be announced soon. I do think they're going for a very short reveal to announce period, because I don't think you will have to over explain this remaster, right? You have to be like, yo, it's coming, these are the features. We will do maybe a play session, like a prep for the media and creators, and then a few weeks later it's out. I think that is how they should do it. Maybe at Summer Game Fest they reveal it, so that would be beginning of June, end of July launch. That seems like a pretty good timeline, I would say. So yeah, subscribe. I will bring you all the Black Flag Remake news, of course, here on the channel and on the main channel. I, by the way, did the live stream for the Assassin's Creed Shadows weekly reset with some new items you can buy. If you're curious, you can watch it by clicking on the screen, and I will speak to you soon. Goodbye.